Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Rare Book Cafe, the book lovers rendezvous. Here we are on coffee break. My co-host, Linn, Ridge Books, Calhoun, Georgia. Hello, Lee.
Hello, Ed, and I've got my mug too. Proof we're on coffee break.
The new coffee break travel. I'm going to tell everybody how to get one of those a little bit later. But first, I want to introduce our special guest. So excited to have her back. I learned at her knee one day, and she is just like the absolute best at what she does. Sophia Bogle. Welcome back to Rare Book Cafe.
Thanks, Ed. It's really good to be back. It's really good to see you. I want to hear more about your adventures in Italy, was it?
Yeah, that's right. I spent the 3 months in Italy learning bookbinding and paper restoration.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you to have had that experience. That's really wonderful. And nice to see you, Lee. I was sorry to hear about your break.
Thank you, but I'm recovered enough to go to the Florida Book Fair this past weekend.
That's the important thing, is going to the book fair. Yeah.
That's right.
We talked about the book fair for like 5 weeks in a row. Any follow up? How'd you do? Did you make any money?
Yes, actually, I did. I did very well. I was very happy with the results.
From what I saw on social media, everybody did fairly well.
I think so. People that I talked to did, and crowds were good. There were a lot of folks who had no idea where they were or why they were there, I think. I had a lot of people who said, I've never been to one of these. I didn't know what to expect. But it was good. And of course, it's well run. You know, Sarah and her crew do a great job. And, you know, people had a good time.
Right.
But it's a tiring, long weekend.
All right, rest up. But you're not resting up on Wednesdays because we're doing our show.
I know. I'm not.
Lee, you know what I got in my email this week?
What?
I got a link to Book Lovers Paradise. Apparently, this show has a paper and electronic addendum.
Yes, we certainly do.
And you were one of the first contributing authors.
That's right. Had my arm that wasn't already twisted a little bit by Alan, and I thought the magazine turned out extremely well. And
folks, we're going to get the link to you on this show on how to get to the new magazine. It's very well done. It is some excellent written articles about collecting, about sharing, about just every part of the bibliobiosphere. And you're going to enjoy it, even though I know I sure did. We have several other guests from the show that provided articles as well.
We did, and we'll have a short video, a little flip through of the magazine. So, you know, you can.
Why don't we show that right now? Like. Alan, cut in the video right here, and then we'll pick it up after that. What do you think? What do you think, Sophia? Is that cool or what?
It is so cool. I am so excited for this new magazine to be in the world. Congratulations on getting that launched, birthed, as it were.
All right, we're not going to waste any more time than give it up for you. What are you here to share with us today? You got a demo for us. I love how we've got a split screen. Take it away, Sophia.
Yeah, so today I've got a couple of first edition Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and they're both the C bindings, and you can tell that they are the C bindings. I'm going to get this in the camera. There we go. Yeah. What you're looking for is the CO at the end of the publisher here, and that the O is inside of the C, and that indicates a C binding. So it's kind of like one of the tells, one of the points for the book. And these are, well, I mean, as you can see, they're both in pretty terrible shape. This one's actually in fairly good shape, except for the fact that somebody decided to glue the cover spine to the text spine. And you can see the remnants of the old glue that they put in there. It's just some horrible brownish stuff. And
Oh dear.
they ran it right down the back. And everything else on this book is in pretty good shape, except look at that spine. That the acidity from that glue just really hurt it. So my job is to try and rescue this. And I have to, decide things. I can't get this to be not brown anymore. That's kind of permanent, but I can do other things to, ameliorate the whole situation. And once again, it's a C binding, but it's really hard to tell. And this is really brittle now, unfortunately, because of that old glue. And then on the other book, this book has, I started to collate it and realized it's missing some plates, and some of the plates are in the wrong places. And that's just one of the really important things. If you're going to work with a book restorer, you want to make sure that, they're going to kind of take it seriously and not just repair it as is when they give it to you. It's like that they're going to go through it and make sure that things are where they belong. It's like I'm going through this. I was like, oh, I got to this one. I'm like, I don't even know where 56 is missing, but I think it's in here somewhere. I just have to find it.
Dear.
And yeah, because as I was going through this, here's one of the plates. This might even be it. There's not much left of this. Fortunately, I've got this other copy. I'll actually be able to make a facsimile from this to put in here on archival paper. And I have a whole chapter on.
You attach the torn piece to that facsimile?
Oh,
or just leave it late in the book?
I think this is interesting, because I think what I want to do is I want to have a facsimile and the original, and just so that you have the option to see both. It's going to preserve the original. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to preserve it as it is and attach it to some, tissue so that it can be supported.
Right.
Yeah, but to keep the book complete, you want to be able to see what you're missing. So I think in that case, I'm going to do both. There are a lot of really confusing questions I have about this. Some of the plates, I'll show you the ink.
Well, I think there's 4 color plates in the first edition. Is that right, Lee?
A lot more than that.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Here's kind of a list. Those are all the color plates. And actually, that's a really good point, because when I'm doing something like this, it's really important to have a reference. And so I've got both this book, which is super helpful because it has specifically, check this out. you can tell the different bindings. The first, kind of as it were, in green, then the red with the CO separated, and then this is the C binding. So the A binding, B binding, C binding. And this book has been invaluable to just help, keep me on track when I'm working on something. That's really good to know which one it is. And then this book has every single plate and where it belongs in it. And so I can just see what's missing, which is
We've
just,
said it many times on this show, a good bibliography library is important for professionals.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you mentioned when you were saying that it was a C binding, that was a point. And I think we have viewers who probably have no idea what a point is and how important the points of a particular edition are.
Yeah, it sounds like just a word, point. Here's a point, but it's actually a term. It's part of the terminology of book collecting. So, yeah, Ed, can you explain point more?
Well, it's as you come out with different editions and different printings, the books change as it goes along. So a point is merely one of the things that was original in the first printing that was changed in subsequent printings. And a subsequent printing may have different points. Usually, for an example, is the pricing on the dust jacket. First edition dust jacket, first printing, it's $3.95 in the top left corner. Next one it's $4.25, or it's in the bottom left hand corner. So it's merely an identifying point of the edition.
And sometimes it's errors that were in the first printing that are corrected in the second printing, or perhaps an illustration that was changed from one edition to another, and yet all of them may say first edition, but maybe different printings. And I know in working with a copy of Huckleberry Finn one time, the number of points in that first would keep you up all night trying to identify those. So it's an important, I think we talk about points all the time, but I think a lot of viewers have no earthly idea what, are we just pointing at something in the book and showing you,
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that I talk about making a facsimile, and that I wanted to say that I would be sure to write facsimile on the page. And I have a chapter about facsimiles in the book that I wrote, Book Restoration Unveiled. And it's pretty revealing to see what other people have been doing.
Sophia, I hope you're going to come back and show us what you've done with those books when they are done. Are you under any time constraints here? How quickly does your customer need them?
I think one of these might be done within a month, and the other one might be done in another month.
Okay, super. SaveYourBooks.com?
Yep.
That's where we can find everything. She has some wonderful videos, scores of videos. How many lessons do you have online?
It's about 60 lessons.
Three score and 6 lessons ago. Sophia started putting out this amazing training for anybody who wants to do any level of bookbinding.
And if you're a collector and there are little minor things that need to be corrected, this is a great way to take care of your collection by referring to these videos and being very careful about what you do.
Thanks. I just want to mention that I have a whole section of free videos. The foundational ones, the philosophy, like how to think about glue versus paste, those are all free.
We like free.
Now, I understand that you're going to be giving a lecture at the American Bookbinding Museum?
Yeah, exactly. I am.
All right, well, let's come back and tell us about that after this show.
All right.
Super. Thank you for coming back. Anything, any bitty farewells from you there, Lee?
Well, I don't I think Alan is going to put up a link to the magazine. Is that? I think that's what we're going to have, and
Good.
we'll look forward to having Sophia back.
All right, folks, get on the mailing list, sign up for it, subscribe. It'll come once a quarter. Believe me, it's very worthwhile. I think there were 6 very professionally developed articles in there about the bibliobiosphere. That's it, everybody. Thanks again for joining the Rare Book Cafe. You could find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and wherever good podcasts are given away for free. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.